Hello everyone, I'm Enrique1 and as usual I'm recording a video to help you set up your week. In this week we are working with the writing process or writing processes as Andrew Lansford calls it. Previously you studied the introduction to rhetoric, and we saw that nowadays we have to develop special sense that we call a rhetorical awareness, and which means that we have to be aware of what the type of information that we receive and the kind of responses that we should that are expected from us given the context. We saw that having a rhetorical awareness is so essential today because we are bombarded with information every minute of our lives, and then we have to learn to distinguish good quality from bad quality information. In the first chapter, in the first week, you had to pay special attention to annotated critical reading, which is your interaction with the text. You need to find the keys that the authors use in their text to sway your opinions, to have you endorse their point of views, and to convince you somehow. And the more critically that you read, the better equipped you'll be to be able to process all these loads of information that we are receiving. Now we are paying attention to the process as such, and I start from the premise that everyone is a potential writer, that we are, as I say in the learning object of the week, I don't believe in geniuses when it comes to writing. I think that we all follow the same process that goes from general to specific, that I will explain in a minute. We all can produce quality writing. As you all probably know, the first thing that you've got to do is read the calendar that appears in your contents. In this second week, we are, as I said, studying the writing process, and we are checking this information from Andrew Lansford's Everyone's an Author. In this second week, it is essential that you read the learning object that I wrote for you, the learning object where I introduce my ideas about the process, and I give you like clear directions of what to do in order to come up with good quality writing. I combined the information presented by Andrew Lansford in Everyone's an Author together with John Langan college writing skills with readings. As I mark in here, you have to read in Andrew Lansford the pages 75 through 103. Once you open the learning object, which is over here, you will see all the information that you need to study. You'll find here in the contents that there is an introduction by Professor Mark Putvin from the university, then an introduction to writing as a process, where I divide the process in pre-writing, generating ideas, and composing the text, and proofreading and revision. In the second part of the learning object, I pay special attention to writing a thesis statement, the type of thesis statements, parallelism and the blueprint, and the role of collaboration in writing. You will have to study this second part in depth with a view to having the first partial test on Sunday. in the learning object, I'm including a very funny text by Rosa Baker. The name is The Processing Process, and this text might be very convenient for your the theme of the writing assignments of this module. It is about the use of computers in our writing, and the use of computers nowadays, and this is a potential threat that might be affecting the quality of the writing that we do by using technology excessively. So there is a warning note here, but you could read this like as a funny story by a fabulous writer like Rosa Baker. In the learning object, I present the steps for the writing process, steps that go from generating ideas in the pre-writing process, the first stages, and organizing the ideas later until you come up with composing the text. For the composition of the text, I propose to follow the directions that John Langan gives in his college writing skills. So this is the PDF from that book. So I'm suggesting that you may want to read this because it will help you see the process in a very synthetic way. In this introduction to the process, Langan presents the different pre-writing techniques that you could use when preparing for the writing assignments. In the learning object, I also present the thesis statement, the patterns of the thesis statement, which is what you will need to study for the first partial test. I'm also giving you here an introduction to the how to write a good introductory paragraph, and the author here proposes something that she calls a funnel approach, that is going from general, from a hook, to the specific thesis statement. So watching this video is important for the future essay that you will be writing in my class. Here I'm combining the information presented in the video with the type of introductions that John Langan presents. Here you need to study this as well, and you need to use this in the second partial test that will take place in 4 weeks. But this is a head start. This is for you to get acquainted with the type of introductions as presented by John Langan. In the on page 6 of the object, you have the guide to writing a good thesis statement. This is a must read for the test on Sunday. I present the different type of thesis statement. I come up with the pattern of the thesis, which is a limited subject, an opinion about the subject, and a plan of development that I call the blueprint. This is an example of a good thesis statement. The Palm Beach diet is the worst fat diet because it's impractical, doesn't work, and is a sure route to poor nutrition. So this is an example of a good thesis statement, the one that we are writing in my class. I also present a different type of thesis statements, the contents of a thesis statement, the good qualities, neither too broad nor too specific, not covering two ideas in one, and also the thesis statement that makes a clear point about a topic. This is basically what you need to study in this second week, and all the information that you need to function properly in the week and to do all the exercises is found here. In the contents of the week, I'm also giving you, as usual, the language corner, and the language corner is the exercises meant to help you recap some ideas, some notions that you studied before, like how to keep a parallel structure in a sentence, and how to write good sentences. So study this information over here. I took it from Andre Landford again, and then you can do the first quiz is a multiple attempt quiz. That means that you can repeat the quiz as many times as you want until you get a good grade. And then partial test 1 is on Sunday, and quiz 2 is about thesis statement, so you need to do this quiz before Sunday, and in a way it helps you get ready for the test. There are also some self-assessment exercises like you did in week 1, and the writing process, wordy phrases and redundancies, and using appropriate words. So all these exercises are meant to help you recap topics that you studied before, or that you somehow are refreshing here in the second week. So basically this is all you have to do this week. Please don't hesitate to contact me in case you are in doubt.